Hello, and welcome to the next session in the Systematic Review Seminar Series. This session will cover PRISMA, Cochrane, and other systematic review guidelines. My name is Tom Harrod, and I'm the Associate Director for Instruction, Reference, and Access at the Himmelfarb Health Sciences Library. This is the second session in this series. You can see here the outline for the entire series. The first video covered different types of literature reviews, and the subsequent sessions will get into the specific steps in creating a systematic review. Here's a quick outline of what will be covered during this session. We'll be looking at the overall purpose of these various guiding documents. Then we'll look at PRISMA and Cochrane specifically. After that, I will discuss some other resources that can be helpful for learning more about how to perform a systematic review. Performing a systematic review is an involved process, requiring a team of people a significant amount of time to complete. Systematic reviews, when done properly, require many months and more likely a year or more from start to finish. Part of the reason for that is just the nature of a team project. They require the consistent, sustained input of multiple systematic reviewers. But another reason for the long time requirement is the rigorous methodology that is required to do a systematic review well. There are many well-established steps that go into performing a systematic review to ensure that the final product reflects a thorough, extensive search of all relevant literature in such a way that the introduction of bias is minimized. So a major part of the value of PRISMA, Cochrane, and other related resources is to help systematic reviewers plan their projects and develop a thorough and complete protocol to guide their work. Another important aspect of these documents is to help systematic reviewers when they are writing a manuscript based on their work, to make sure that they report all of the necessary details of what they've done. The first one of these documents that we'll look at is PRISMA, which stands for the Preferred Reporting Items for Systematic Reviews and Meta-Analyses. PRISMA is a 27-item checklist, though many of those items have sub-items underneath them. There are multiple ways that reviewing PRISMA can help with a systematic review project. One way is in the preparation stage. By reviewing PRISMA, you will have a better idea of what you need to report at the end of the process, and therefore you will have a better idea of what you'll need to do in order to be able to report those things. The other part of it is in the preparation of the manuscript. In fact, many journals require authors of systematic reviews to submit a PRISMA checklist indicating where in their manuscript they addressed each and every item on the PRISMA checklist. PRISMA is a widely used tool and one that you will definitely see referenced over and over again if you read published systematic reviews. So it's important to become familiar with PRISMA if you want to work on a systematic review. Here's a screenshot of the first part of the PRISMA checklist. You can see the elements that go into fully and transparently reporting the results of your work. It's broken down by the main sections of a manuscript, title, introduction, methods, etc., explaining the elements that will make up a well-done systematic review. I've also included a URL and QR code to help you navigate to the PRISMA checklist. But PRISMA doesn't just offer guidance for individuals performing systematic reviews. The checklist for systematic reviews was the first of many checklists that they produced. Here you can see a list of some of the others, known as PRISMA extensions. One in particular that I would like to draw your attention to is the PRISMA extension for scoping reviews. On the next slide, we'll take a closer look. Here you can see a different list of items, many of them the same or very similar to the systematic review checklist that PRISMA produced, but many of them are very different to reflect the unique nature of scoping reviews. Here you will also see a URL and QR code to help you navigate to this document. The organization Cochrane, formerly called the Cochrane Collaboration, is one of the most recognized names in the world of systematic reviews. Their mission is to produce and promote high-quality systematic reviews of healthcare interventions. Reviews published under the Cochrane name are considered to be the gold standard in systematic reviews. Only the very best, done with the highest methodological rigor, are included. Cochrane is also known for a resource they created and maintain, the Cochrane Handbook for Systematic Reviews of Interventions. This resource provides guidance to systematic reviewers showing how, in detail, to perform the various steps of a systematic review properly. On this slide is also a URL and a QR code for that handbook. On this page, we see an example section of the Cochrane Handbook. On the left is a screenshot of part of the Cochrane Handbook table of contents, and on the right is a section of the text from the handbook. In this example, it's detailed guidance regarding the process of searching and selecting studies for inclusion in a systematic review. The resources from Prisma and Cochrane are very important resources that any person undertaking a systematic review should be familiar with. They are not the only means of learning to properly perform a systematic review project. There are multiple published books which detail how to perform a systematic review. For students, faculty, and staff in the GW School of Medicine, School of Nursing, or School of Public Health, please contact the Himmelfarb Library or check out our catalog to find more of these. Another great resource to learn about systematic reviews is just to look up and read published systematic reviews, especially ones that are on topics close to the one that interests you. A well-done systematic review will contain a thorough methodology outlining the various steps that the authors undertook to complete their project. They should also contain detailed search strategies, article screening criteria, and the basis for the author's data analysis strategy, among other things, which can help you to think about your own systematic review project. In conclusion, systematic reviews are daunting, time-consuming projects. They require a deep understanding of well-established methodologies and the execution of a well-conceived protocol, which drives these potentially multi-year projects. However, there is help available. Resources like Prisma and Cochrane can be invaluable in helping systematic reviewers. These resources can provide guidance through the systematic review process, from the development of a protocol to guide the project, all the way through the preparation of a manuscript for publication. Thank you for joining me for this session. My email is here, tph@gwu.edu. For George Washington University students and faculty members, please feel free to reach out for more guidance. For the next session in this series, I will be discussing how to develop a research question.